Welcome to the second episode of the Sackcast. Here is your host, Hamish. That's right, I said his name wrong, because it's really funny. Lol. This episode is sponsored by Northants Wargamers, the place where dreams are made of, then crushed, because some nerd rolled a crit.
This is the weird bit where everyone goes, okay, hit record, now what? Hi.
We let you talk for an hour and a half.
Yeah, that's cool, and you just go, yeah. So, this is gonna be this is the bit I hate the most, when I'm gonna go, hi everyone, my name's Hamish, and I'm doing a podcast.
That should just be the intro right there.
Yeah, that's it. So, hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Sackcast. I've got two people with me. I've got Liam again, because we enjoyed the last one, and I've got the undisputed champion of the world yesterday. That is Mikee.
That's me, yep.
Yeah, that's you. Didn't lose a game. Crazy times.
14-0.
Oh no! So we all went to Warhammer World to do the Age of Sigmar Champions tournament, but you went on Saturday, didn't you, Liam?
I did indeed.
Yeah. So although when we heard that Saturday was so busy, I think, what did you say, Mikey? We're just going to easy mode day.
Yeah, where everyone stopped tryharding, but we carried on.
I think it worked out well for you. But so,
Not too bad.
how was Saturday then? Where did you come, Liam?
Surprisingly, well, more surprising to me than anyone else, I ended up finishing Swiss. I think it was third or fourth. I can't remember. And then went into the top 8 cut and ended up going 2-1 loss and finished 5th, which is it kind of worked out perfectly that I lost legitimately in the top 8 cut, because the event was supposed to finish at 8. We didn't get round to going to the top 8 cuts till close to 8, and I was like, okay, my train back to London's at 9:30, and I haven't eaten today. I have been up since 5 a.m. This is not going to be fun.
No.
So I was like, okay, I'm in top 8. I was just going to go.
Just leave.
Just take my prize and leave. I'll take my 8th place prize. Cool, see you later. And then I was like, oh, do you know what? I feel bad because that might mess up the rankings. So I'll at least play the first game and then go home if I lose, or go home if I go through to top 4, which would have messed things up. But at that point, it would have been so late I had to, because I would have missed my train. So went in, played the game against, I want to say his name was Luke. I think it was, playing Death. And
all right.
I should have won, to be honest, but I made one mistake, which allowed him to get a blessing out, and it swung it in his favour, and then he ended up winning 2-1. So I went out 5th legitimately, got to take my prize, and didn't mess up the rankings. I was like, peace, see ya, and left immediately. But it was fun.
I think Mikey did. I think he did you justice there, didn't he, Mikey?
What's that?
That deaf guy that we played on Sunday.
Was that Luke, was it?
Yeah.
He had long hair, didn't he?
What, yeah. Did he have long hair, Liam?
No, he had short hair.
Oh, it's not him.
No, it's a different guy then.
Mikey beat up the wrong guy.
Yeah, no, I was playing twice as well, this other guy. His deck was really annoying, but it was alright in the end, clearly.
Was that the guy with the long black hair?
Yes, yeah. He was wearing I can't remember actually what he was wearing. That would be pretty weird if I could.
He had a purple jumper.
I do remember that guy, but I didn't play him. He was near me a lot, like nearby tables the whole day.
Yeah. But
I ended up going 4-2 at the end of Swiss, which was pretty cool. Game 1 was pretty close, which I like. I like it when they're close games. What
was your deck? Was it Gordrak?
It was Gordrak, but you know, I'm a green skin for life, and I will fully embrace all the stigma that Gordrak takes for this current wave, because I don't care.
I don't think. Well, you don't give a flying crap, do you, Mikey?
I just play whatever's busted.
man. So you got into the top 8 and you lost your first game and you weren't too bothered because you get to go home. That sounded good. Yeah. Me and Mikey went down on Sunday and decided I'm going to accidentally run over a squirrel on the way. So nice. That was a good start.
You were making the blood sacrifices early there.
Yeah, it only worked for me though, not you.
I didn't do too bad. We were playing and we went there and played games and there was meant to be top 8, but because the whole building had to close at 6:00, they just said, all right, by the way, due to time, it's now a top 4. And I was like, oh, great. And I was 4-1.
You got shafted out of the cut. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I came 6th in Swiss. So, yeah,
well,
I know.
The thing is, like, I kind of knew it was going to be a top 4 cut anyway, because there was only 32 players.
You didn't tell me that, didn't you? I could have done better.
Well, there was only 32 players, so that was a top 4 cut.
I thought it was 34.
No, I think it was 32 on the ranking sheet thing that someone put up. Unless people left and they just didn't put the people that left on it. No,
probably not. But I don't know. I remember because they did the count, didn't they, of how many people, like how many order and destruction and chaos there was, and I thought I counted 34, but I can't count, so what do I know? So, but then well, look at this. Like here's us saying, "Oh, I did all right and gone to the top 8 and failed," and then we got this guy here, bloody 2-0 every game.
Nice.
That was some sort of like the clouds aligned that day for the luck because that's just statistically like stupid, really, to say that.
I just sat watching you every game, and every time you just peered over to me and went 2-0. It's like, all right, okay, thanks. 2-0, thanks.
Yeah, it was 2-0. I've just found the picture that you posted yesterday of the final standings, and there was 32 people.
Oh, was there?
Yeah, it was weird though because they did say there was going to be a top 8, but just literally due to time that they didn't do it.
No. I said if I got into that top 8, I probably would have, beat you. But, oh well, got to give you a chance, right?
Well, yeah, we are pretty much 50-50 against each other, so yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, there was when I was watching the top 4, then you were playing the other guy, and there was a point where I went over and just got my bottle of water, and I came back, and I think you were on like really low health. And I was like, oh man, I think he's actually lost this. And then you just looked over at me, gave me a wink, and won.
That was...
I was like,
Yeah, he got me... He used up almost his entire hand like in the first 2 turns. And like did half my health. And then I just sort of sat there and just drew like the godly draw. And then, yeah, ended up doing one of those turns where it's like, I'll go get a Pouncing Wolf Rider into playing this thing. Well, I already started with 4 actions anyway, and then you rally cry into Gordrak for like 21 points of damage or something, and you were just like, oh, okay, that's game.
So yummy when that happens.
Oh my god. I couldn't believe it. But then as I was watching you play it, I saw the deaf guy playing the other, another orc player. So it was 3 destruction players in the top 4. And one guy playing deaf.
There was.
And
I'm sorry, carry on.
No, the guy who was playing deaf, he could have won like the first round.
Yeah, I remember saying.
Yeah. And I was like he was sitting there going, right, I'm going to do 3 damage because he was playing the Mordant deaf deck, so the guy that pluses 1 damage to abilities.
Yeah. And
then the orc player had the War Chanter, the guy that can, I won't die, I'll just remove an orc, right? So so the guy was on like 6 health? Yeah, 6 health, and he played an ability, he did 3 damage, and the guy was on 3 health left, and I just sort of glanced at his hand, and he had the other death ability that does 3 damage and removes a card from the hand if it's if the stars align and the hair's blonde or whatever. And he had it, and I was like, he's won. And he went, I don't know what to do. I'll just play a unit here. I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You've won. Why would you not win? And then the guy was like, then the other player did his turn, didn't kill him, and he went. Then the deaf guy just went, oh, you know what? There's nothing I can do, and scooped. What? And I was like, oh my, yeah, he scooped, and I went, oh my god, and I said, I didn't want to say to him he could win while he was playing because I don't want to interfere, but I just then thought no, and I leant over and said, dude, you know you could have won, and he went, no, that's impossible, I could not have won. And I said, you could have just played an ability, and he went, no, I can't because he had orcs there. I said, you could have played ability on the end lane, and he went, no, you can't because he covers all the board.
Oh,
no, you don't.
Mistake.
He covers those three, and he was like, well, at least I'll have a better chance kicking your ass next time. I was like, oh god.
And then he won 2 in a row, though, didn't he?
And then he won, yeah. And he got to the final, and then had to face your bloody monstrosity.
Yeah, I already played him in the Swiss, and
2-0'd him.
Yeah, he didn't. I mean, like, I can tell when someone's deck is crapping out on them. And it did it like twice, and then he sat opposite me, and it just did it 2 more times as well. Right?
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, that's it's sad when that happens. That's the only time my deck crapped up on me. I was playing Chaos as usual, as you probably might have thought I was, and I got 4-1, and the only time I lost was against another chap called Dan Green. And he was playing Chaos as well, and this moves on quite nicely to I think that Unrivaled Battle Lost is broke.
Yep, it 100% is.
Yeah,
no, fine, don't worry about it.
Yeah, it wins your games, right? It wins your games. So yeah, but he pulled that out twice, and I had that moment of when, oh come on.
Really,
come on.
Twice. 2 games. First blessing. I get that a lot.
Yeah, first blessing, twice. I was like, come on.
9 times out of 10 against Chaos on the app. Unrivaled Battle Lost is the first blessing that pops.
Yeah, mine's always Chaos Runeblade, so I'm like, I'm gonna play Outrageous Carnage and remove no one. And that's my first blessing. I've got no card. Thanks. No, I wasn't too bad. I was 2-1. The only thing I was dead happy about is I played a chap called Luke Taylor, and he's so funny. He was awesome to hang out with on the day, and he played Gordrak. So my first game I had Archeon against Gordrak, and he played tactical what's it called, the one that moves you get
formation.
That's the one. And he moved Gordrak over to Archeon. And I was like, oh damn, I don't have one in my hand, and I lost, obviously. And then I switched up to Bloodthirster, and I still don't know how I did it because my opening hand on the first game was all event, which was nice. But luckily, I went first, and I had Opportune Strike. So I was like, haha, 5 damage. I thought that was the only thing that was good. And then I had the 2 removals in my hand. And he was like, why are you just removing my cards? I said, that's all I can do. I can only remove your things. I can't play the game. And I luckily won.
The card gods.
Yeah. That was it. Actually going to sound weird, because now I'm trying not to eat and do this. But anyway,
I'm painting a model at the moment, so I'm trying not to lick my paintbrush too loudly.
And Mikey's just rubbing his crotch.
I've got a drink.
Let's just all do something else other than talk on this.
Yeah, this numbs the pain of talking to you.
So, did you enjoy yourself though, Mikey?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Well, you asked me that after every game, and it was like I enjoy tournaments, like win or lose, mostly lose.
So, yeah. Because we all played at Woking, and you won that one.
It wasn't. I was second in the Swiss, and then then managed to do the cut again.
Yeah, although we did work out that you actually could have won that, Liam.
Yeah, apparently you finished your game with like your last turn with 3 actions left that you forgot about, which probably would have won you the game.
Oh yeah, completely forgot.
Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
thanks
not
for
like
doing
I
that,
spent
because it got me
the entire
mad.
day at Warhammer World with a dice in front of me in every game, going, right, this turn I have this many actions.
Yeah, that's what I did. But he kept going up to 4, down to 2, back up to 3. It's got a bit shitty.
Good job you had the dice.
Yeah.
What was so special about that dice? Because you borrowed it from Will, didn't you?
He got it from going on the Pro Tour, and I just imagined that his specialty.
It touched greatness. What's a pro? Please, can I borrow your dice? I brought nothing.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, I normally use dice to track my actions," and I was like, "Well, I haven't got any, so hand them over." Not really. I was like, "Please, can I borrow a dice, sir? Please."
No.
It was quite fun playing Will on the mirror match on the Saturday. Managed to go 2-1 versus him.
Ooh, what did he beat? So what did he beat you?
Yeah, 2-1 loss, but
chump.
It was quite interesting on the mirror.
Well, I managed to avoid him. So
I didn't play Destruction all day apart from him on the first game of the cup. So that was good.
Aren't you lucky?
Yeah.
My games were chaos, destruction, chaos, and then death in the cup.
What was mine? Mine was death, 3 chaos, all playing similar decks, and then death again, who are then faced again in the final after that.
I think you had
bias. I tell you,
you had your you did all right, because considering you pretty much play chaos when you come to the club, so you're like, well, I have to face this garbage every day. So
it's a pretty good matchup for the list, obviously, that I took from Will, and then the sideboard I crafted for it. It was like, hopefully I shouldn't lose with this against chaos, which I expected a lot of, and then it paid off.
There you go. They revealed that ginormous card that's now sitting in your house.
It is, yeah, it's upstairs.
Yeah, where did you put that?
In my hallway. And I leave the hallway curtains open, so anyone that looks in the back garden just sees a big old red boy.
What did your partner say when she saw that?
She was like, "What the fuck is that? Oh wait, did you win?" And I was like, "Yes." I won the whole thing, and all I got was this ginormous card. And then got the rest of the crap out of the cards. There's the 7 mats that I was generously gifted. This is great and all, but there's 7 of them.
You don't need that many.
I'm going to put them all on top of each other and just play on like an elevated level from now on.
So, what did she just say? Like, what are we going to do? What are you going to do with this giant card?
Yeah, so what are you going to do? I was like, I don't know. Once I get around to sorting my computer room out, and then I'll put it on the wall or something, and then eventually, actually, I don't know, to be honest. You can't even like put a value on it because there's only one of them. So,
well, there's John from the Competitive Edge said he'll buy it off you.
Yeah, but the logistics of shipping something like that to America, not only will it not make it there in one piece, it'll also cost a fortune. So, as much as it'd be nice to sell it to him, I really don't think it'd be worth his money or my time to do it.
You should put it in a picture frame and put it on the back of the toilet door, so he's just staring at you.
I'm not going to talk about the toilet door, but yeah, that wouldn't work out because we've got like a rolling one, so you just sort of see this demon creeping around the back of the toilet as you roll the door from side to side.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Yeah. I realise I just said I'm not going to talk about my toilet door and then completely described the T-bone. So there you go. I'm
just going to not talk about the toilet door because there isn't a door.
No, it's just a rolling piece of wood.
That's cool. That's cool.
So having that card, what's your impressions of him?
I think it's pretty good. I think
he's broke.
I think in obviously a few situations it's win more because by the time Chaos Fast Quest, which is the only deck I really see it relevant in anyway, gets to 15 health, they want to be winning like that turn or next turn anyway. So I don't know. It's not like an enabler. It's just a bit. Well, I say that I don't know yet. We've not tested with it yet, but I think it's a bit win more. Because yeah, as I say, by the time you get to 15 health, I think you already want to have sealed up the game anyway.
Yeah, but then that's just his ability. But what actually makes him tick is his quests. Sure.
Oh god, yeah, that bit. No, I think that's a bit silly. You can complete him in what we said, 2 turns and 3 cards, right? Just a pack of blood letters for the first 2, and then just 2 abilities. And when you run like circa 10 or 15 abilities, it's not difficult.
No. But then I was actually just thinking, I wonder if you could actually just make a very ability heavy deck and just run minimal units, but just have more abilities, right?
I mean, the basic Chaos Fast Quest deck as it is right now, with what people run in it, you will finish him turn 2.
But it's that balance. Well, with him, yeah, it's not hard because you just need to just do damage, right? But you need, in order for him to really make his quest line much more worthwhile, you really do need to plonk a unit down on him. Yeah. So you need to have that fine balance of actually drawing the piston unit. But
well, the amount of units that do damage when they enter and then on their first tick, there's at least 2 I can think of off the top of my head. So that's 6 copies. He's nuts. But I was thinking, does he replace? He replaces Bloodthirster, in my opinion.
100%.
But does he replace Archaon?
Yeah.
You see,
aren't you the only one that's running Archaon?
That's because, well, and look at me now, yeah? Come on, man, I got into Masters. Leave me alone. I got that guy there. Did something right.
Yeah, true.
But, no, the only reason, like, he could easily replace him. Don't get me wrong, he could, but Archaon does have this. He has just access to a few more cards. But to be honest, that's just me wanting to just be able to do more and have some more options. And it was something that I initially thought up. So there is some things where I'm like, does it replace what I want to do? To be honest, he is easy, isn't he? You just go, yeah, unit, ability, done.
Yeah, that part of his card is really good. I use the word busted a lot, but yeah, it's a bit busted. The ability itself, as I was talking about before, was win more. But yeah, I think it definitely replaces, in your deck, Archaon, and then the other guy that you said before in most of the regular... The Bloodthirster in most of the regular Fast Quest decks, yeah.
Yeah. But then it's also... I do like that it could actually open up you have 5 points left for that 4th champion, so you're not stuck with a bloody Billy No Mates Chaos Champion that does nothing. You can actually put someone in that's relevant. And I saw that you were saying about putting the Khorne Blood Throne champ that can, if you remove someone you gain health, and it was like, yeah, that does seem like a pretty easy one to go for.
I love that one just because it kind of, to some people, shuts a lane down. It gets into their head. They're like, I don't want to put something there because they'll remove it in heal.
But then removing it in heal, does that kind of counteract what you want to do? You just turn around and go, if I heal, you surely just shouldn't care if you're below 15 health, because when he gets into 15 health, that's the red zone, right? That's like, oh god, I've got to kill him now or I lose.
Well, whenever I've used the Chaos Blood Throne in a Fast Quest deck, I don't actually remove stuff to heal. I just love the fact that when I've played against people and put that card down, it seems to make them second guess placing things there, so it's like lane control without having to do anything.
It's true.
I like getting in people's heads.
But I still think it'll be worthwhile trying to. Well, we'll see really, because we're speculating. We're speculating this new champion with set 1, right?
Yeah.
We have no idea what any of the new Chaos cards do, so there could be another champion or a few more ability cards or whatever. And as well, they're making some general rule changes as well.
There is a Chaos Wizard that we don't know what they do yet, but there is a Chaos Wizard in set 2 that we know.
How do you know there's a Chaos Wizard?
Jacob said it on Twitch stream.
Oh.
There is a very tasty Chaos Wizard in set 2.
Yeah, but it's a shame Chaos Wizards are garbage, or wizards in general are garbage, so...
For now.
I'm hoping they change it. I'm kind of saying stuff, hoping that you guys will reply, so I can eat my omelette.
I just think going back on the whole can't play an ability when you got a spell out thing, I don't know, this goes back to what we were talking about on Saturday, where it's like the game seems to be a bit at the Sunday. Well, the game seems to be a bit at the will of the people at the minute, which is great from a player's perspective. But what if all the people that are sort of quite rightly harping on now about it mould the game to the way they like it, and then don't like set 2 and just sort of piss off anyway. So change everything and then just stop playing the game for any reason. It's fine. You're allowed to do that. Obviously, you don't have to play a game just because you bought it, as we've learned over the years. But yeah, I don't know. As far as how many Play Fusion are listening to people, it's good, but I think it's a double-edged sword. Just personally,
if it was any other game, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, if people go, oh, I don't like this, they go and don't play. We'll carry on without you.
No, I know it's a bit difficult, obviously, when a game's just starting, because you do need to build up a thing. But I don't know. At the same time, it seems I get the vibe that this doesn't go for everyone, obviously, but a lot of people, this is probably their first card game.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people I spoke to yesterday. Well, a lot of people. I think it was 2 people in the end said, "Yeah." I don't speak to a lot of people, so 2 is probably about 50%. Yeah, it just sort of said, "Yeah, I played Sigmar and I played 40k, and then I saw this and thought it was great and picked it up as my first card game." And I was I've been around the block a bit when it comes to card games from both like FFG and TCGs. So it's I think they're doing a good job. I don't know, you just got to wait for set 2, you've got to see what they actually do in the end.
I found it quite interesting that with the 2 card reveals and the few other cards they have revealed, that set 2 is only 128 cards.
Yeah, that's quite promising though, because it might mean that they take it into a bit more of a block format where you get a big set and then maybe a couple of little ones afterwards. So then that opens it up to an easier rotation. But again, obviously we don't know what they're going to do. But no, I like that. I like the fact that the first set was 278 cards or whatever.
And then the next set's not a million more.
No, they're literally like 150 less, isn't it? So it makes it even more accessible. But then again, it opens it up to like, if there's not enough slots, like half the cards going to be garbage and half too good again. We don't know.
No. Well, what do you reckon to the Order champion?
I like him. I do like him.
I don't.
For a once per game ability, tutoring's great. What does he tutor for? Is it
a spell?
Is it just a spell?
A spell. Any spell.
Any spell in your deck.
Yeah,
you just do it to get past his 3rd rotation.
Yeah, I don't know. Spells haven't got the best rep. Hopefully it'll change next one, because it seems to be a death-themed set, and they like spells, but I don't know.
It's definitely going to be magic heavy, considering the Orc Blessing that they revealed today as well.
Well, it's kind of weird, because hopefully by the time I got this done, there'll be more stuff spoiled. So just to clock, I mean, it's the 5th of November, so we've only seen a few Orc cards. So there'll be more, and everyone will go, oh, you're too late, you dickhead. Just going back to the Order guy. When you're saying his ability pulls any spell out, which is great, but really, it's actually a pile of crap. Because
I think it's lackluster at best,
yeah. Yeah, it's a pile of crap, I'm sorry, because his last spell is not even any spell, it's a fire spell.
Yeah.
So you now have to put in a fire spell in your deck. And what happens if you've drew them? Oh, what does this thing do? Nothing! Hooray! Sit down.
Doesn't it say from hand or deck?
Hand or deck, yeah.
Yeah, so if you've drawn it, then... Oh, true, actually, yeah, why would you... Yeah.
Why would you spend a heroic action?
Why would you spend
I'm going to use my once per game move to play...
It's deploy, not play. That's why. So it lets you play 2 of the same spell in one turn.
Yeah, but that would imply you need 2 wizards.
True.
Which is, at the current time, terrible. Which, it's that...
Hopefully will change.
Hopefully will change, but people go, what do you reckon? Well, right now it's a pile of garbage. Hopefully you've sorted something out to make it not a pile of garbage.
Hopefully. I don't know. I want to say as well, I think a lot of people are putting a lot of hope into this second set. I think it's going to take a lot more than like 128 cards to fix what everyone's like moaning about.
It's going to be set 3 before those kind of changes are going to be made to the game, I reckon.
Yeah, I said this in the last episode we did, that I think a lot of people go, well, will you wait until set 2? Nah, sorry. Set 2 will just only turn around and make the good decks go, we're not going to use these because they're not better than what we got. Sorry.
Yeah,
loads of dead cards.
There's inherent power creep, unintentionally, with most games. Also intentionally sometimes. I don't know. I'm not a game designer. Like, this is sort of what makes me laugh as well sometimes. Is I understand people mind. They spend the money on the game. That's fine. But it's like it's quite difficult designing and maintaining a game. Like, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it myself. Like,
it's intentional power creep when it comes to GW games. Don't worry. Being a long-time GW tabletop game player, power creep is something I'm used to.
Yeah, but that's because battle tomes are 40 quid a piece, right?
Yeah, they just, isn't it like Codex of the Week or something?
It is real flavour of the month when it comes to the codexes and battle tomes, yeah.
Look what we can crush. Everything? Haha, you're right. You wait until the next one comes out. We can crush everything more.
Yep.
How much crushing can you do? It gets to the point where the last codex is, well, we can't just have everyone rolling a 2-up and killing everything, because that's what the last lot did. We're going to have to just start the game again.
You get used to it with GW.
Yeah. But no, I mean, in general, I think the only positive thing this guy has got is that he's a 10-point warrior wizard.
Yeah.
Yeah, being 10 points warrior wizard is cool. If he was just a wizard, he would never see play.
But this is also like, so I've got the card reveal page up, and I've got this Aventus Firestrike guy next to Scarbrand. It's like you know without looking, right, which one is at the minute better, right?
Oh yeah.
Inherently, right? And the one that's currently better costs a point less and gives you a point of health over the one that gives you 0, and has damage, ability.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he was 100% undercosted.
Mm-hmm. I'm not moaning. I play Chaos. I don't care. Hey, it's all well and good when I can sit there and bash about Gordrat, but the second something good comes my way, everybody, why don't you just be quiet, right?
And keep moaning about orcs.
Yeah, please.
I want more people to moan about Scarbrand, because then there's less people moaning about Gordrat.
Yeah, well, Mikey, I don't think you care. You just want to go, who's good? I'll play it.
Me, yeah, I don't mind. Like, it's not a card game will keep my interest for as long as it keeps my interest. I don't force myself to like games. As you know, I've picked up and dropped loads of games, just
yes,
for different reasons. But like, you know,
mostly because you just go, oh, what's this? Let's have a look.
Oh, this is new. Oh, this plays better. This is more convenient, and it finishes quicker. Well, I'm done. Sit there for an hour playing a 1-round game when I can finish best of 3 in like 30 minutes.
Yeah, I think we were playing Legends of the Five Rings before.
And Thrones before that as well. Yeah.
And well, no, the thing is, Netrunner was good. That was an hour for 1 game.
Yeah.
No, that was an hour for 2 games.
You can't. I know. You can't really compare any game apart from obviously Netrunner's predecessor in the 90s to Netrunner, because it wasn't half the time you were playing a board game anyway. But no, it was different. Like it sort of broke most of the rules that card games had produced before it. So I don't think it's comparable. But obviously, we did play that for a long time, and that still piques my interest now every now and then. Obviously they've stopped it, but the fans of Netrunner have actually carried the whole thing on.
Well, that's what they do with every game now, don't they?
Well, no, I think the only one that was ever successful, I think, was actually the Star Trek card game.
No, the only thing I remember being super successful was Blood Bowl.
Oh, we're being carried on.
Yeah, that was fan made.
That's not a card game though.
Oh, sorry. I mean, like just games in general.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Other than Netrunner, I think the only one that Netrunner's not done well yet because I've only just started doing it, but the Star Trek one apparently still goes on now. Like 20 years later, there's still a community for it. Yeah. So.
All right.
Maybe I should dig out my box of Star Trek cards from the cupboard.
Nah.
Oh, yeah, I'm not looked it up.
If people still playing it, they might buy my cards.
Oh god, that's it. I'm selling up this
I've got
shitty
a vintage
Age of
set here,
Sigmar Champions.
guys.
Have you? So no, but there's the other champion. We completely ignored it because these two guys came over the weekend. I generally forgot that Def had their unique one.
Shh, no, let's not talk about her. I don't want people to all jump on and play her.
What do you mean? She's garbage.
She's just mine.
She's rubbish.
She's awesome.
No, to be honest, actually, for a wizard, her questline's actually pretty decent.
Mm.
Although the only thing that's a bit rubbish with her, because isn't it spell, damage, remove, ability?
Yeah.
The spell damage isn't bad.
It's the remove.
Yeah, the remove is like, what do I remove? And because she's a wizard, you're literally left with just the devour, surely.
Currently, yeah.
But if they stick to last set and what we've seen with this destruction removal card, I think everyone's going to get a bit of removal, a bit more attuned to their synergies. So hopefully there'll be another round of removal, because the first round of removal was just this card is going to remove something, and then you're going to get to do something that that your faction favors. But I think this time it's going to be, if you fulfill this synergy, you can remove a card. So the Orc one did it quite well. I don't think it's particularly great. Obviously, Deadly Chop will always be better than it.
Yeah.
The new one is really good if you like stacking your units, just to restart the one underneath.
Where does it restart from, though? Is it the corner? Is it like... Does it just go round to the beginning, like you've just deployed it?
It restarts to the bottom of the card facing you. I think it was.
So if your guy was on his last corner, Mikey, then you put a guy on top.
Yeah.
The guy that you just put on top on literally goes back to the restarts, right? So then, if you then immediately played your removal card, the card then that will go off, and then that guy that you just had has technically restarted. That's one way of doing it.
You wouldn't get his first. Would you get his first corner?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I also didn't read that Orc one properly, and it's a stack of 2, isn't it?
Yes.
So, okay, yeah, that's
not that great.
That's not that great.
No, it's not that great. It's kind of okay. I think it's just like, I saw some people like you've put up there, Liam, saying that it's probably a one-off card. You could get a 2-stack Orc unit thing, and there could be a point where you could Gordrak, and then everyone's at their final point anyway, and you might as well just go, I'll just remove that guy.
Mm.
And that's about it.
Yeah, it's just a nice added removal.
Yeah. Without repeating myself, I just think the removal you got in the first set is just effortless.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully, it's good that you have to do something with this removal. Otherwise, 6 unconditional removal spells in a 30-card deck would be a bit silly.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do like the death unit as well. Actually, that's pretty cool.
What, the one that 1/2/1, and if it exhausts, it just goes back in your deck?
Yeah, it just sort of
instant
shuffling, and he's also got like scythes for hands as well.
Yeah. The models are really lovely as well.
Yeah. I mean, that just plays into the Immortal Death deck, right?
And his cape sort of looks like... Oh no, he has... Is that a back comb with flowers in it?
Yeah.
A back comb with
flowers? It looks like he's got back-combed hair with a bunch of purple flowers in it.
Yeah. They're like banshees with scythe hands.
That never went bald.
Oh, bloody hell.
I have many of those in my Nighthaunt army.
That's cool. No, I do, yeah. The models, I've got the models up now, they do pretty good. But I think that card's just great. I think it's just an easy, 3 in, 3 out of probably the worst unit you've currently got in your deck. So, which is nice.
Yeah.
It's just, it adds that, to the opponent, they have to remove it. They have to use a removal.
Yeah, you've got to get it in the graveyard. And then I'm going to devour something anyway and shuffle it back into my deck. So it's good. I don't think it's so much power creep, because it's 4 damage over 3 turns unit. Everyone's got them. They're fine.
Right. Yeah.
But it's just a way that it's constantly recycled. And it opens up some nice, in the future, degenerate mill decks where you just stall the game out until your opponent loses their cards.
Great.
They're always fun.
Yeah, we need more of those.
Yeah,
I advocate them. It's great.
You don't, because you play Gordrak and just instantly. I will not give you enough time to go to back in your deck and come back. You're dead.
You're on
dead,
turn
son.
2. I'm on turn 7.
My friend played Immortal Death on Saturday, and one round was 45 minutes.
Yeah,
great. One game was 45 minutes in that round, I should say.
Yeah, that's I mean, it's legitimate. Like in other games, like I know we keep going back to Magic, but obviously it's the biggest game ever, and it's completely different as well to this game because it's not so one-sided. Like there's obviously loads of interaction and stuff, but it's legitimate in Magic to play like a control deck and then just try your hardest to win the first game, which might take about 35-40 minutes, and then just stall out the next one until it's a draw because you won the first one and then you both drew the second one, so you get the points essentially. Yeah.
I mean, well, that's a way of playing, is it? But isn't that like? I guess it's that thing, isn't it? Where with Magic and possibly Yu-Gi-Oh, possibly Pokemon, having something that people go, well, that's just negative play experience. I don't think people care.
No, they're too big. Like you do just get drowned out in which again is another double-edged sword because it sort of means that you don't have to listen to it, but then it also means that like Wizards are in charge, Hasbro are in charge. I mean, it's Hasbro. Like you don't get much bigger than that when it comes to game companies. So yeah, I mean it is what it is. We'll just have to wait and see what goes on. I'm sure PlayFusion wanna, they don't just want everyone to obviously piss off because that'd be
terrible.
They'd be out of business. Yeah, I'm sure. IP's not cheap, so
no, I can imagine. But I think it was interesting actually because I was actually talking to one of the guys, and they were saying that I can't remember what his name was, but he was saying that I said, "What do you do? What are you doing? What are you doing here?" Because he was just standing around. No,
that was pretty weird.
That was pretty weird.
What do you do at PlayFusion?
What are you
none of your
doing?
fucking business.
Well, I've just seen you picking your nose. So what do you do at this job? And he just basically said, "I do anything that's been asked. I do a bit of this, a bit of that. I mop the floor. I cook him dinner. I play test." I said, "You play test?" He's like, "Yeah."
That was his first mistake. Was admitting to you that he play tested.
Yeah, I was like, "You play test," and I was like, "Yeah, do you?"
It should be a shade.
Did you really? No, I did say it must be quite hard. I said I'm intrigued actually. What did you think when someone went, "Let's make more turns for orcs," and he was saying, "Yeah, I didn't realise." I think I don't want to quote him, but it was sort of like a little bit didn't kind of expect it would have been this crazy.
No,
I think
hindsight's 2020 all the time, right? Like, as we said as well. We're going back to other games, but like Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, they've got like teams of 10 to 50 people that just design and play test, and they still get it wrong after like 25 years. So I don't think they've done too badly.
No,
I mean, despite obviously Gordrak winning both days of the weekend.
Yeah, and you haven't lost a single game, so carry on.
But I mean, what was that? I was against a death deck in the final.
Yeah,
that was using a blessing that we'd never seen played before in our club or on the app, and it was just sort of like, it's good to see that other stuff can make it.
It sounds like, well, it's good to see that these guys
he got
come
to the
out
final,
and play.
didn't he? Yeah, he got to the final.
It just made it sound like.
So it's not hopeless. Like you can build anything to a reason. I don't like people that build intentionally like janky decks, as they call it, and then proceed to moan at like a major tournament. That to me doesn't make any sense. But that's fine. Except I don't mind people that want to play. Well, they can play whatever they want. It's you buy the cards, do what you want with them. But I think it's just a bit, I don't know, not wrong, but just a bit contradictory to then sort of be like, I'm in my first round, I came up against, top tier deck and lost. It's like, well, it's what you sign up for. People pay to people pay money to enter tournaments. Like they're gonna want to win.
True.
Casual events, it's like that's fine, but when you sign up,
you can have a moan when like you're at like a 6-man,
start a
campaign event
game
or
and
something.
some guy just
and
rocked up from
you just
London.
pull up with like fucking gore drag, and it's like, yeah, well done to you, nice one, like you did it. Like no, yeah, but when it's like you travel to Nottingham, you're at literally like the Games Workshop headquarters, and you've paid like 20 quid to enter. It's like, yeah, I'm just gonna give myself the best chance of winning some prizes. Yeah,
absolutely. But it's just still funny how you just sort of made out when like, oh, he brought that blessing out, bless him. Oh God,
no, not at all. Like it wasn't
joking,
easy.
I'm just winding you up.
The finals wasn't easy. Like
he got there, man. I didn't. So fair play to him.
Yeah, it wasn't. I'm at the start of the conversation. I made it sound as if his deck crapped out on him. It did in the Swiss, but in the final, like as you saw in that last game, it was like I kept throwing stuff at it, and it was just like, no, I'm still alive. And I think I was on like what 8 to 11 health in the end, which isn't.
No, it wasn't bad.
It's close to dead anyway. So
yeah, but I saw your hand, and you had 3 rallying cries in your hand, and that's all you had. I was like,
and I kept trying to work with what I had on the board, and it was like, no, just draw 2 cards and then see what happens.
Well, you got 3 rallying cries. Just keep drawing. Something amazing will happen in a minute, and you'll win.
I can't draw any more rallying cries, can I? Unless I want to get disqualified, so may as well go for it.
It was good, but I was sitting there thinking, bloody hell. But it was still amazing how you managed to have 3 rallying cries in your hand. He's still half alive on the board, and yet you still managed to somehow whip out almost all 4 of your blessings in 2 turns.
Yeah, and I could have got the last blessing on the last
you did.
turn. You said you should have done it, but it was no, because it was
no, his lane
ushering. It was but it was ushering, wasn't it? And I can't remember whether I had 2 or 3 cards left in my deck.
Yeah, no, you still would have been alright, but yeah, you should have just done it. Just go, I've done all 4 of my blessings. GG.
Yeah, and then it's the last game of the whole tournament. Yeah, very flavourful.
I did manage a 4 blessing game on Saturday. It's like the first time I've ever got all 4 blessings out.
Well done. I have no sympathy for the board that is.
But you think, obviously, you had a moan about rallying cry, right?
Yeah, I had a moan.
Which I don't want you to repeat now because I've read it and you're full of shit. But
what's that?
Don't you think that Grot Ambush is also a bit silly as well?
What, Grot Ambush?
Yeah.
I told you to put it in your deck.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Don't you think it's a bit silly as well?
What do you mean? Silly as in that's not.
I think it's as good as Rallying Cry.
No, not a chance.
I do. I think it's instant. Because Rallying Cry works if you've got 2 units in your hand, which a lot of the time you do. Obviously, playing orcs.
Dude, yeah. I'll tell you what. Carry on, and then you just reminded me of a point actually that happened on Saturday. But yeah, sorry, carry on.
But it's free tutoring, obviously, for a Grot unit. And what Grot unit are you bringing out?
And a card from the top of your deck. That's the trade-off.
Yeah, but
I mean, it is. You had to have an empty lane. It has to be It has to be, and it has to be a Grot unit. So
you know what? Yeah, you know what? You're right actually, because I think the first turn of the game, I think Grot Ambush is better than Rallying Cry, but anything after the first turn. Yeah, actually, you're right. Yeah, Rallying Cry is a problem throughout the whole game. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
You're
no
right.
matter
what.
Grot Ambush is amazing to get the first 2 corners of your Savage Ball Boss done.
All for net 0. Well, not net. All for 0 actions as well.
Yeah,
because you're twisting the wolf and going back up to 2.
Especially when you have another wolf in your hand as well.
Yeah, just so as soon as he's off the board, you play the wolf now, I don't know, like a mosh pit or something, and it's like, yeah, he's done in what? 3 turns? No, because you have to twist him twice after that.
It's great when it's happened to me a few times. I've Grot Ambushed, put the Pouncing Wolf out, done my turn, their turn. They're like, cool, remove that Pouncing Wolf. I'm like, cool. So my turn, I'll put another one down and play action, and I'll finish my quest.
Thanks for completing the quest. Yeah,
No, I agree, and it's like he's just doing you a favour, and also that brings me on to a point about the Chaos Quest deck as well. It's like a lot of the time I consider taking my removal out because like, all you're doing is just furthering their game plan of freeing up their lane for another unit. I know their units don't last very long, but it's better than lasting an extra turn and clogging up the lane.
Yeah. Well, that's why I love putting there's that Morgan Zeech Flame or whatever it is. It's that last stand it puts a guy down. There's times I just put that down and then do my guy's ability to do 1 damage, and you just watch people go, "Oh man, that's bad. I've got to remove it." Why would you do that? I've now can put a demon down, and now I just had to. Now you've just let me done a quest for free. Fool.
Yep.
You're a foolish man, and that's why I win.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Half the time. But no, that Grot Ambush to me is a well-made card. That's a perfectly well-made card. It can be extremely crazy at the right time.
Yeah, but I think as we said, after turn 3, it's probably a bit useless. So having both of them in your opening hand without any pouncing walls is probably pretty good.
Yeah, and it's a okay card at the right time. Just like Gift of Change, you know.
Yeah.
It's a time, right? You know. And
no, exactly. Yeah, but that's an even more conditional card. But yeah,
it's not actually that. It's not that conditional, to be honest. You just not when
having to have a unit out compared to going and finding one for free sounds pretty conditional to me.
That's just well. What was I going to say? Actually, when you were talking about, there was that really, really weird ruling that Will brought up with Rallying Cry, that if he plays Rallying Cry, wasn't it about you had to reveal your hand?
It is. If you can't fulfill the whole of it, if you can only play 1 unit and you don't have a free lane or any stackers, you have to prove to your opponent that you can't play that extra unit by revealing your hand, whether it's 1 card left or 7.
And that's insane. That can't be a rule.
Well, I mean, it's technically a nerf, right? So you should be happy. Even though, you want to get full value out of it anyway.
I've never played Rallying Cry myself without having the 2 units in my hand.
I've played it as my last card just to complete that Warballs quest.
And then you had to reveal your hand to show that you couldn't do anything with it.
Yeah. I hope you can do that. I've done it in casual play. I didn't do it at the weekend because I don't know if that's actually legal or not.
No, I think they just said that just so they can show your hand off.
Yeah, here's my last card. It's a Rally Cry. Oh look, I can't play anything.
But that's what Will said, and I was like, I can't believe that's a rule, surely. And then he showed. Didn't he say he showed him? I think Will's going to say this in his podcast. I'm sure I'm going to leave that rant to him. And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if his podcast is already out because these guys don't sleep at all. Yeah, I just couldn't believe that. I was like, okay, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I've never played a game where you go, if you must play this card, you must show your hand to prove it. No. It's just like, no. That's the dumbest thing ever. But anyway.
It is a bit of a dumb ruling, to be honest.
Considering that the judge was sitting near them. Just go, no, here you go. And then even if someone disputed it, you can go, are you sure? Because I don't know. Maybe it's a poorly designed card and more of a reason to ban it.
There definitely should have been a drawback. I don't know whether it because you've got those units, right, that make you discard a card. I don't know whether that would have been a good payoff, but then again, that's 4 cards, isn't it, potentially for one? But maybe losing some health, and then someone mentioned losing an action, but it's like, well, what's the point doing it in the first place?
Yeah,
you may as well just. Well, I understand obviously completing quests, but then you may as well just play 2 units for your 2 actions. But
yeah,
I guess because it's a deploy rather than play.
Yeah.
So,
I think also the fact that everyone I've spoken to, and us right now, we're trying to. It's very difficult to find a way to balance it. So it's obviously a problem card.
It 100% is a problem card, and I like using it.
I mean, it is that point when you turn around and go, you know, I would have been playing it if I liked orcs, but I don't play orcs in the model game. I play chaos. I've always played chaos. That's why I play chaos. If I played orcs, I would have been playing it. and I probably would have turned around. Yeah, this is busted. I hope if they do something about it, then I'll be bothered. Until then, I'm just going to use it to win. I get it, but it is not a well-designed card. It's just strong, right? It's a strong card, but it doesn't mean that's a well-designed card.
I mean, it makes destruction for the moment, like basically a 27 card deck when you build a destruction deck, because you're never not going to have 3 rallying cries.
No.
I think if you build, maybe as people go a bit more casual with their destruction, like, I mean, this also brings me back to the top cut as well. The third destruction guy in top cut was playing. Well, he wasn't playing Gordrak. He was playing 3 warrior champions, and then obviously that wizard that stops you from losing the game. And again, that's encouraging that he made it to the finals. Obviously, you know, as well as having a deck filled with destruction cards anyway, which is always an advantage. He was playing plenty of spells and stuff too. So, yeah, I don't think physically the game's in a very bad state.
No, not at all.
But the moaning only started. No, actually, no, that sounds bad. That's generalisation. For me, I noticed more moaning when Ranked got released.
Yes.
Which to me just seems a bit like, I mean, if that's your like gig, then that's fine. I get that. Some people only like playing things online, which is fine. I personally don't use the app that much.
No, you're bronze 2 or something, aren't you?
Yeah,
I just show up and win everything.
Yeah, and well, it's just, I don't know. I just prefer, I buy cards so I can play them in real life. Right? I don't particularly care about the app or anything like that. So.
No, that's fair. So I was just going to say, I think we should just try and wrap this up. Yeah. So yeah, no worries. So overall, the event was awesome. Yeah.
Yes, and I will 100% be going to more of them because I love going Warhammer World anyway. So it just gives me more of an excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, can't fault the event. Lucky they sorted out the timing issues on the second day. Unlucky for you, Hamish, but lucky for me.
It doesn't matter. I completely get it. I've run events. Yeah. I know what it's like. I told the guy, "You're a piece of shit," but I get it. Anyway, so right, I'll catch you boys later. Peace.
Yeah, cool. See you in a bit.
Time to get stuck in, boys!